after so long without a Premier League game, you finished with that late goal at Fulham, got you on a high, but you are still outside the top four. How important is it to pick up where you left off, if that's possible, and get into that top four and then start pushing a bit further forward?
Oh, we are aware the competition is tough, but I think it counts for all the 7-8 clubs who are fighting for the top four. So for all the one who watch follow the Premier League is great, because they will be excited there. You have to really battle for every duel to get your points. And what I'm looking at the process, how we performing, and of course we have to get the results as well. But if the process is right, when we get the right progress, then I think we have a good opportunity and we have a good chance to get into that top four.
I understand that a lot of clubs are trying to get into that top four, but the pressure on the manager of Manchester United to get in there is maybe a little bit more intense than many other clubs. Do you feel that? Do you accept that? Is it something you're easy with?
As you say, I accept it how it is, but I think also for the manager of Chelsea, from Newcastle United, all those clubs invest a lot in their squad, so there will be, for every manager, is a big pressure to get into the Champions League. That's clear. You want to be in the top four, and you want to fight for trophies, and yeah, that's our aim. That's clear.
Erik, how tricky is it to prepare for a league season restarting when you've had this break? We've talked a lot about what it might be like and speculated about it. You're living the reality now. How difficult a challenge is it for you as a manager to just kick-start again?
Yeah, it is. But so when we had a plan how to do it, how to manage the load of the players. So it's all on individual base. And no one is the same. No one has had the same program. No one had the same minutes, or the play of course all in different positions, different age. So we really try to get for everyone an individual plan. But we all know that the restart is 5-6 days after the World Cup final, and we all know that after a World Cup, the Premier League continues quickly. So. Yeah, everyone has to be ready for that, and so you have to accept it. That is for the manager, for the coaching staff, but also for the players. They have to accept it, and they want trophies. So we want to have a strong team to battle for the trophies. We just spoke about the tough competition in that, so we have to be ready for it. And yeah, it's not easy. But yeah, what is easy in top football is nothing easy. So we have to accept it, deal with it, do it smart, clear, and. And then hopefully we get the right performance and especially the right results in.
Could Varane and Martinez be available to you for the Forest game?
I can't answer that question now. He's still celebrating in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. Still, he's on a touring car, going around in Buenos Aires. So, and I can understand that it's emotional, very loaded. When you achieve this, when you get World Cup into your country, is magnificent. It's the highest what you can achieve. But also, Liga Martinez has to accept on the 27th the Premier League will go on.
What about Varane?
He is, of course, he's disappointed. About losing the final, but I think also he can be proud that he was again in that final, and with all what he achieved already in his football career, it's also a massive performance. If you, as a team, as a player, as Rafa, when you win so many trophies, and now he's the second, and I think he can still be proud because getting to the final, that's already a big achievement because. The nations, I think the level of the nations was so close, and they came into the final, and even in the final, as you know, they were very close.
Thank you.
Just squeeze in two, if I can, 2 or 3, please. Erik, Jadon Sancho, did you address his well-being? Do you expect him to be available on the 27th?
I don't think so.
Just building on that, I don't know if you've spoken in public, Erik, about the sports performance therapist, Rania Kouas, that the club is working with. Is that potentially somebody that Jadon could work with, as Marcus worked with him? Is that part of Marcus's positive mental attitude at the moment? Other players working with him? How will that work?
He is here continually, and the whole season, and working in the coaching staff, and under my management. Is he working with the squad, but also with the staff, with the departments, and so that's his job to get one of his jobs to get the right spirit in individual and in team.
Forest. What sort of challenge will Forest pose? Do you know anything about Steve Cooper, their manager?
Yes, of course. But I first now was focused on this game, and now we go in detail to Forest. They also play in this Carabao Cup, so we know more also about their restart. And of course, we followed all their games. We know enough from the opponent. But most important is always how we play against that opponent.
And very finally, I'm not going to ask you about who you're going to sign in January, of course, but I know you watched a lot of the World Cup. Can I ask you how you assess the impact of Gakpo for the Dutch national team? I know you were a big fan of the World Cup and you watched it intently.
Yeah, there were many good players on the World Cup.
Just let me tell you this. Van Nistelrooy has said publicly, there comes a time when you can't say no anymore. That would suggest that things are getting close.
Yeah, I think you can say that about many players.